Hey, Mike Lurie, mix minus check.
Oh, everything sounds good. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4. All good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're gonna start ad monitor.
Thank you. We're almost into the floor.
Thank you. Cue the first monitor 5 when you can.
Randy Kelly and Edie will be on 2 and 3. Okay.
So Kelly on 2, Edie on 3?
Correct.
Okay. Chance, so Lisa's on 1, Brian's on 7 today. Kelly is on 2, Edie's on her normal 3. Out. If you want to give me one without a, well, how they look pretty stable.
Hi, Vicky, mix minus check, please.
I'll do the second
Vicky,
one,
mix
yeah.
minus check, please.
Leave the backup BO in there just in case, but okay.
You heard any audio from Vicky?
Liza not usable at the moment. Okay.
Not from Vicky. I'm going to give her my attention now. I was just with the laptop.
Okay, thanks.
Well, worst case, we'll do a straight package with her.
Vicky,
Just keep me
mic check.
updated.
I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Check, check, check. Vicky,
Listen
Vicky,
in
Vicky,
now.
Vicky.
Oh, okay.
Got me? Vicky, 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 Vicky.
Sounds good. Mix
Okay.
minus, okay?
Hey, that's exactly where I was going. That's exactly where I was going to ask.
All right.
Forgot about that.
Are we testing again?
Testing, testing.
Testing
1, 2,
again?
1,
1,
2.
2, 3.
Yeah, no, that was
Testing.
exactly where I was going to
Mic
go.
check. 1,
Thank
2
you.
again.
Again. I never had you up.
Okay. Okay, well, if you don't hear back from them, we'll just do straight live. It's not the end of the world.
Hey, Dominic, they're talking to him in IFB. I don't think Brian has his mic on. We're 2 minutes out.
It's not, yeah, it's not on the lock
Oh.
thing. There you go.
There we go, got it, thank you.
Had to lock it in place.
Okay.
So promise of 71, 2, 3 to 1. Gold over 26. 72 is a backup VO. Probably won't need it. So just not going to bother Jane or live at all. Dave, we're not going to get Melinda live at all, more than likely. We're 1 minute out.
Embraced. 30. Okay. Ten away, standby promises. Gold center promises 71, 2, 3 to 71. In 5,
Stand by gold sound. Here we go. Off gold sound. Stand by cart. Stand by mics.
Now on
Cart mics. Roll
KCRA
71.
The family of
72
Stefan
is next.
Clark sues the wrongful death lawsuit that's been filed and
Roll
who
22.
the family
Off
claims.
A Rancho Cordova nurse accused
Stand by
of selling
73.
pain pills and narcotics on the dark web. What we're learning about the illegal online pharmacy as she
Roll
appears
23.
in federal
VO.
court.
Effect.
Families in
Stand by
Modesto
71.
evicted from the motel they were living at, while hundreds were forced out with just hours' notice, and where
Roll
they're
21.
going
VO.
now.
Effect. Gold
And new
over
numbers reveal the
26.
financial loss
Next.
from last
Live
year's deadly
pictures.
wildfires, while the
Stand by
insurance
gold
claims
sound.
total less than prior seasons despite the
Stand by
destruction
gold.
of paradise.
Effect gold sound. Stand by 26.
This
With A
is
and both
KCRA
mics.
3. We begin with breaking
And
news.
mics up. 26
Breaking
is
news out
on.
of Houston, Texas
We'll eventually
right
wipe
now,
to
where
red, then
multiple
camera
police officers
3.
have been shot, at least 3 that we know of. These are live pictures from Houston, and you can see the massive response here from law enforcement and emergency crews. Houston's mayor tweeting that at least 3 officers have been injured. It's not clear how they're doing right now. The mayor also added that a suspect is down. We don't know how this all started, but again, at least
Stand by to
3
wipe red.
Houston police
Mics up.
officers have been shot. We'll continue to follow this
And
story and bring you any latest developments as soon as we get
Wipe
them.
red.
$20 million.
Camera
That's how
3
much
next.
the
Then we'll
family of
press
Stefan
61.
Clark is suing the Sacramento Police Department and the city of
Both mics
Sacramento
ready, camera
for
3.
nearly 1 year after he was shot and killed by officers.
3. Stand by
The
to turn
lawsuit is the
61
first
with A.
major legal action taken by Clark's family against police and the
Effect.
city.
Sound
KCRA
61.
Mike live outside police headquarters on Freeport Boulevard with the very latest on this. Mike?
Sound full.
Lisa,
73
Sacramento police
VO.
are not
Back to the
commenting
set.
on today's lawsuit, a legal action against the
two
police
shot,
department
three full
accusing them
drive.
of negligence and a
73
lack of
VO is
training and the
next.
wrongful death of Stefan Clark dating back to an incident in March of 2018.
VO. Take.
That was at that time, you may recall, that
Pulse
police fatally
We'll
shot
undercut that pulse, 71
Stefan
sound.
Clark following a pursuit that ended in the backyard of his South Sacramento home that actually belonged to his grandmother. Officers believed he was armed with a gun, only to discover, after firing their own weapons, that he was holding only a cell phone in his hands. Today's lawsuit means there
Stand
will
by,
be a
71
civil
sound.
case in federal court, whether the DA's office files criminal charges against the 2 officers or not. All this according to Bill Portanova,
Ready,
a former
71
state
sound.
and federal prosecutor and now criminal defense attorney.
Roll. Sound. Take 71.
So whatever the
22nd button.
attorney's office is
VO.
going to
VO
do or
continues,
not
then
do
61.
with the reports that they were sent by the police department,
Is the
this
key.
federal lawsuit will go forward.
Has been filed.
And
10.
the
VO
family
continues.
members and concerned citizens and witnesses,
5. Stand
all
by
of whom have
sound.
a stake
61.
in this case, are guaranteed to have their day in court now that this lawsuit has been
Sound
filed.
61.
And we did try to get reaction
Ready
from
with
Sacramento
A,
City
Q&A
Hall
on
today,
two.
but the city attorney's office told us
And
that it would have no comment.
take.
Back here live outside the police department, we
Big
know
one
that the
next.
next step in all this process will
Q&A
be
on two.
discovery.
Stand by both
That's when
mics.
both sides share evidence and evidentiary materials with each other in what will be likely a very long and lengthy trial.
Mic's up.
Reporting live in
Take the
Sacramento,
box.
Mike Lurie,
61 with A.
KCRA 3 News.
And Mike, what do we know about the DA's office? Any word on whether they will be filing criminal charges on those 2 officers?
We've
Take
been
it
in touch
full.
with the DA's office all afternoon,
left,
just
one
got a
flash to
response from
red.
them regarding this, and they said that they now have new evidence in hand that came from the Office of the State Attorney General, which you know was independently
box.
investigating this. That came on January 16th. That means the DA's office now has additional time needed to comb through the evidence, look through the files, and process
Mic's
that
up.
before making a
Ready to
final
box.
determination about those 2 officers. So
And
that will likely take weeks, if not months, before all that can be processed
Take the
and
box.
sorted out. We'll have
Set a
more
flash to red.
coming up tonight at 5.
All right, Mike,
Yeah.
certainly a lot of people continue to follow this case. Thanks, Mike.
Effect red.
A
3 full
Sacramento
next.
County
2 channel
nurse
3 and
accused of
62.
selling tens of thousands of prescriptions on the
Ready,
black
3.
market for years.
Take. 2 channel
Prosecutors
next.
say
3
she
and
made
62.
millions of
Ready to
dollars
box.
selling the drugs on the
And
dark web.
take.
KCRA
Sound
3's
62,
Vicky Gonzalez
62
joins
with
us
A.
live from federal court where that nurse had an appearance today, Vicky.
Take your full sound. I have no times
Brian,
here.
prosecutors say the UC Davis
I can
master's
probably figure them
graduate
out.
actually
Package
operated on
72.
3 dark web or dark net websites between
eventually full,
2013
Lisa.
and 2016, selling illegally prescription
Ready,
medication
72 sound.
including morphine, fentanyl, and
And
hydrocodone.
Roll. Sound. Take 72.
In this 2013 photo posted on the
50
UC Davis
seconds
School of
total.
Nursing
Back to
website,
62
Carrie
next.
Marcus is a Master of Science leadership alumni, now in federal
Yeah.
court, accused of a lengthy black market prescription medication business
Ladies.
netting millions of dollars. In court documents,
Not sure what the
Marcus
next
is
one.
charged with selling more than
30.
20,000 opioid products across 3 different dark or dark net websites, going under the alias Pharmacy 41. Marcus was arrested last week, where federal agents searched her Rancho Cordova home. Homeland Security reporting more than $2 million
15 back.
seized
62
in
sound,
cryptocurrency,
abusing her
Bitcoin,
profession.
and 6 figures in cash. State records show Marcus
Back in
held a
5,
registered
ready,
nursing
62
license,
sound.
but was currently inactive, now facing
Stand by
charges of
62.
abusing her profession.
Take sound 62.
And Marcus
Q&A
is due
camera
back
3,
in court
2 gentlemen,
next
stand by
month, but
Brian.
she won't be waiting it out in jail because prosecutors said she admitted to abusing methamphetamine for more than 15 years. A judge ruled that a better fit for the 46-year-old would be to release her to a rehab facility until her next court
Mike
date.
Bryan,
Live
take
in
the box.
Sacramento,
Q&A
Vicky
here,
Gonzalez,
62
KCRA
next.
3 News.
Vicky, was there any family in court?
Take her full.
Yeah, Brian, we actually saw her
2 channel
parents
and
in
flash
court.
red
They
with
declined
Lisa.
an interview, but they're not only supporting her in person in the courtroom, but also financially.
box.
She was released on a $250,000 unsecured bond. Her
Mike
parents
Bryan.
split that, $125,000. So if she breaks any of the conditions of her release, her parents, in addition to the 46-year-old, will be held liable.
Take the box. Set a flash
Vicky
red,
Gonzalez,
Mike
thank
Lisa. Up back to red.
Modesto Motel shut its
Preset
doors,
gold.
giving residents, including families, just hours to pack up and move out. About 100 people say they do not have another
Dissolve
place to
gold.
go.
Preset
This is all
72
happening
package
at
would
the Budgetel Inn and Suites on McHenry Avenue. Water there has been turned off.
Preset
And KCRA
72
3's
package.
Linda Meza has the very latest from that motel.
Roll. Sound is all 72.
She filed bankruptcy,
Stand by the
and you
key.
have to be out of here by 3 o'clock.
Bertha Kelly is 69 years old and says she does not know where she's going to
Stand
go.
by the key.
I got
Key in.
arthritis bad. I can't be in the cold. My old man's got bad circulation.
Next one at 47.
He had 5
2 police will
bypasses in
tag
his
this.
heart.
3 goes to monitor
I'm
5.
bypassing his leg from the D all the way up to
1
the
go to
head.
monitor 1 and 2.
He cannot be out in this cold.
Kelly, along with dozens of others, were told
So 2 will tag this. My wife 73.
up and leave the Budgetel Inn in Modesto. They were told the owner filed bankruptcy and the motel is closed. Kelly has lived here for 2 years. She pays rent every 21 days since it's a motel and not an apartment. She says this is what she could afford.
It takes every penny we get just to pay for the motel.
This is a big mess in here and these people need help.
Wholesale.
Some volunteers and homeless advocates have come out to help
20
residents. St. Vincent de Paul gave out vouchers for 3 days at area motels, but the deadline is up tomorrow.
Whatever happens after that, I'm not exactly sure.
Maya Franklin is
Anyway.
caring for her husband who had a stroke. She says she
32
needs
full
time
Lisa. Back
and
at
help.
5.
I pay $1,400 a month, $350 a week. Melinda Meza, KCRA 3 News.
Take 2 Mike Lisa.
This is a motel and
Set a
not an
wipe to
apartment, so the
73
owners
with
were not
B.
required to give a 30-day notice. Some of the single people have been told to go to Beardbrook Park, that's in Modesto. That
Stand by
park was
wipe
open to homeless
73.
people after a
Roll
federal
73.
ruling.
Wipe.
In Sacramento,
Number 2
a
monitor
homeless
42
camp
done.
is being cleaned up in
Yeah.
hopes of stalling an eviction of the people that are staying there. This camp is at the former San Juan Motel site on Stockton Boulevard. So the landowner says it's
Thank you,
creating
Dusty.
unsanitary
We'll try this
conditions
in
with
2,
those
then
people there.
3.
The lot is filled with garbage and there are no portable bathrooms available. Affordable housing is expected to
Both
eventually be
mics. Stand by
built
your
on this
transition
site. Advocates are asking the landlord to allow the homeless to continue to stay until construction gets underway.
Effect.
To our KCRA 3 wildfire coverage now, we're
33, stand by
learning more
Kelly.
about the financial toll
Mike
of November's
Kelly,
deadly
33.
wildfires here in California.
3.
And Kelly DeMarco joins us now with a closer look at those numbers.
Well, Brian and Lisa, insurance claims from November have now topped $11.4 billion, making the series of fires one of the most expensive
Ready,
in state
gold.
history. According to State Insurance Commissioner Ricardo
Take gold,
Lara,
71
more than
PO
$8
with
billion of
Phoenix.
those losses
Advance
are
5,
from the
4,
Camp
1,
Fire,
2.
which, as you know, leveled
Stand by
the
the
town of
chief.
Paradise, killing 86 people and destroying 15,000
Change gold,
homes. The
71
other
PO.
$3 billion in damage is related to 2 Southern California wildfires that ignited in the same week, the Woolsey and the Hill
Roll 21
fires.
PO.
Now, that's
Take.
slightly lower than losses claimed from the
Camera
year
3,
before, in
then 2, then
2017, between the Wine Country fire in October and then another one in December in Southern California. While far more homes
Ready,
were
3.
destroyed last year, home values are much lower in rural California communities like Butte County. The losses, though, could keep rising.
3.
So
Ready,
these new
2.
numbers
Stand
come
by.
as
Stand by
PG&E
your
prepares
mics.
to file for bankruptcy, possibly as early as tomorrow. State officials have not yet determined the cause of the Camp Fire, but PG&E equipment is suspected. California law makes utilities liable for damage from fires sparked by their equipment, even if the utility isn't found negligent. PG&E still has said that it faces billions
mics
in
up, ready,
possible
2.
damages. Brian, Lisa.
Take 2.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
31, stand by.
And hundreds of thousands of federal workers are back on the job today. The longest government shutdown ever ended on Friday.
In the meantime, bipartisan
Edie,
negotiations on border security are set to begin this week. Edie
Take
Labor
1.
joins us with the latest on that.
Back
Edie,
to
there's a
72
new
with B.
deadline looming now.
Yeah, Lisa and Brian, that deadline is less than 3 weeks away, February 15th. Both sides agree on the need for border security. The question is how to
Ready,
do it.
72
And once
sound.
again, funding for the president's border wall is the big sticking
Rolling
point.
sound, take 72. She
Up
tags
against
there.
a new deadline,
3
House
full
and
Brian, 2
Senate
Talmadge,
appropriators will try to
50
hammer out a
4
deal.
and 5,
The White House
1 and
says
2.
President Trump
Stand
is
by the
willing
key.
to shut down the government again if he doesn't like any agreement reached.
I do think
Yeah.
that the president has perfectly set the table for these negotiations to happen,
Lose. Next one,
or that
41.
he will find other ways to fund the border.
That could include declaring a national emergency to find another way to get the $5.7 billion for his border wall. The president told the Wall Street Journal the chances of a deal are less than 50-50. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the shutdown cost the economy $11 billion, including $3 billion that can't be recouped.
Let the CBO report be a dire warning to President Trump and my Republican colleagues in the Senate against shutting down the government again.
Now that the government is reopened, the switch goes right back on. There's certainly no permanent damage to the economy.
The union representing
15.
federal workers says it will take months to dig out of the backlog.
We are going to be on guard every day. We are going to be working it every day,
Please.
encouraging our members to continue to call
5,
every member of
31.
Congress
Stand
and
by,
say,
Edie.
don't you dare shut this government down again.
Take Mike Edie. Set a white to
The
goal with
Congressional
Brian.
Budget Office also says the shutdown significantly impacted individual businesses and workers, including contractors who don't get back pay. It says some of those
Mike,
affected
Brian,
will never
stand
make
by
up for the
gold.
income they lost.
White
Brian.
gold.
All right,
2
Edie,
pages,
and
then 3
many federal
full.
workers are wondering when they're going to get back
Center
pay.
on
It's
3,
going
choose a
to
talent
at least be
Lisa.
several days. Workers need time to file their time cards, the agencies have to sign off on those, and then payroll centers have to process
Change
payments.
gold.
So the timing will vary by the agency. The Coast Guard, for example, expects it will take 3 to 5 business days, but back pay could take as long as 10 days for employees in the departments that are represented by the National Treasury Employees Union. The overall push, though, the effort is to get employees paid by the end of this week. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he wrote a letter to President Trump
33.
urging him to help expedite the checks.
Take 3, 2
And many
talent
government
Lisa. then
contractors
gold.
were also impacted by the shutdown. The White House says whether or not they receive any
Mike,
reimbursement
Lisa.
depends on the wording of their contract.
Takes.
You may
Pretty
be
gold.
wondering, are national parks back open? Well, it
Take
depends.
gold.
About a third
3
of
pages
national
and
parks were
73 of yellow
completely
tag.
closed for the
Choose a
entire
2 shot.
shutdown. Those will open as soon as they're told to do so by Interior Department
gold.
officials. Parks that stayed open but experienced significant damage, like Joshua Tree and Death Valley, might leave some areas closed to the public for repair or
Change
cleanup.
gold.
Other parks
73
weren't
VO with
maintained
A.
at all during the shutdown, so that means that there is significant work to do before they are ready for visitors again. Bottom line, check the park's website
Roll 23
before
VO.
you make
Take.
a drive or plane ride and
Keep
go
reading.
visit. Now,
2
here in
shot,
Northern
bump
California,
71,
Yosemite
2,
National
3.
Parks, Visitor Center, and Museum, and several
64,
campgrounds
73 will be sound.
are
We'll
back
get there.
open today, and operations are returning to normal.
Both mics
Ranger-guided
up.
hikes
32.
and entrance stations are again staffed. Mariposa Grove Mist,
Stand by your
John Muir
bumper.
Trails, and all snow play areas are still closed, but those
32.
are expected to reopen this
Take
week
2.
sometime. So make
Stand
sure
by your
again,
card.
just check before you go.
Card in.
All right, still
Ready to
coming
bump.
here on the
Roll
KCRA 3
71
News
VO.
at 4,
Take.
KCRA 3
Stand by
investigation.
72.
The Twin Tunnel project raising some new concerns, why some worry that diverting river water under the delta could pose big
Roll
problems
22
for our
VO.
levees.
Effect. Stand by
Drugs
73
you don't
sound.
need, the medicines that you might be taking
Stand
that
by
are doing
73.
nothing to help
Roll.
you.
Sound effect 73. 5
There
seconds.
was,
Stand by.
process
Mike.
expression on his face. Did a little bit of
64
the
though.
situation.
Mike.
And
Stand
it
by
was a
64.
toddler in a tight spot, how he was
Confidence.
rescued after getting trapped
And
in this toy.
effect
And
64.
look outside right now
Break
from
is-
Live Copter 3 and flying over Sacramento right now. You can see some cloudy skies out there. Chief Meteorologist Mark Finan will have your forecast when we come back.
Hard. Full. Roll a break. Fade. Top of this block, we'll transition. Sorry. Pardon me. We'll transition 71 VO with B and Lisa, then gold. 2 talent back Lisa. 3, you can go to a 3 shot to weather now. So we'll transition 71 VO. No pausing for the bell ring this time.